Okay, this is Aaron again with Exalted Lamb 1, and man, I had to throw something together real quick this morning, actually last night. My brother Daniel Alexander Cannon with Logic Before Authority. Some of you know who he is and are subscribed to him, but he is really on the ball when it comes to these fires that just broke out. They're not real, they're man-made, of course. It's some kind of dew weapon. He basically has been showing that the different research that he's done. I haven't been doing any of that research, but I've been following him for a while on a lot of the research he's been doing on those fires, and some other people too that he even is associated with as well, and a couple of the channels that were removed and things like that. As far as what really happened with the Paradise fires and things. Paradise, California. So I had to put out a video, and I've been working on this, and then I've had babies going off all day. They're sick, which is just crazy. So in between holding a baby, either one of my twin boys, I'm doing stuff with my other hand and all this stuff. And so finally I'm getting this out right now, at least doing it right now. So, but last night Daniel with Logic Before Authority, he basically put up a video about 5 fires that broke out at the exact same time, which is from a dew weapon. And it may even be the one that's in space that NASA says calls the Dragon. And again, according to Daniel's research. So I want to throw some things out there, because I just realized as soon as I saw that, and then I saw that he showed another about 7 going off, and then about 10 fires being started, explosions from satellite and things. And I realized that it was going to be today. It was going to be August 11th. So I'm going to talk about that. Now, look at these fires. I mean, we've seen some of this imagery before, but this is crazy what's going on right now and what's been going on for several hours here. And this is all man-made. It's not natural whatsoever. And he proves that. In fact, I'll have a link in the description box to show that to his first video that warned everybody. And then actually even before that, for the last over a week, he's been talking about how California temperature has been super hot, up to about 100 or at least 90s to 100 or something, drying everything out, and then the winds, and then them shutting down power. So it was telltale signs, and I totally was right with him on that. I've been following different things as well, like with the Orville Dam and things that they're planning to do. What my whole thing is, they're pointing to this time, this massive attack that's coming, and they say there's a lot of imagery and a lot of predictive programming and things behind these messages and behind these things that they do. So I'm going to show you some of that here, and that's kind of my thing. So he's doing his thing. He's doing it very well, and I highly recommend you check out his last several videos. Again, I'm going to include a link in the description box to that one particular video, which started off, and he showed how these explosions were starting in California at virtually the same time. It's impossible for them to all start many miles from each other at the same time. So he's been very much on this. I mean, all this stuff's going on. So this is a screenshot of him. And this middle one, there was actually 2 going off at the same time right there, right by each other, but I couldn't catch it exactly. But again, you can go to this link and you can see the ones he actually shows. And then, there was like 5 going off about the same time at different places in California. And right now, currently, at this time of day, whatever it is, about noon, that was, as you can see, that was about 9:32 p.m. last night when these started on his phone that's showing up there in the top right. And about right around noon in my time, Mountain Time, I think there's about 3 major fires going on in different places in California. So from these actually man-made, this man-made weapon attack that's happening. So they are under attack again. Okay. And here we go. Wildfire explodes in Southern California, prompting mandatory evacuations amid power outages. And we see, okay, today is October 11th. This is what I want to bring your attention to. Okay. It's 10/11. Well, why is that important? Okay, so what I've said before in many of my videos, going back even over about a year, is in Latin, septem means 7, octo really means 8, novem really means 9, decem really means 10 in Latin. but we know September as the 9th month, October as the 10th month, November as the 11th month, and December as the 10th month. But November is going to be the real attack day because it has Novem, which is 9. And so this month is Octo, which is 8. So 10/11 is 8/11. Okay, the elites, that's what they look at. That's the original Roman calendar. They look at this month as 8. So that's why today, all these fires they started them last night, really, but they're, news and everything is breaking out for 8/11 is really what they see it as. They see it as 8/11, not 10/11. So that means the things I've been saying on my videos for the last 3 episodes. I have this series called The Next 9/11, episode 1, 2, and 3. Check those out. The ones right before this one. I'm going to put a link in the description box for those as well. So you can check those out. But it's showing the attack days that are coming. The mega tsunamis. These are pre-planned mega tsunamis that are going to hit both coasts. And this is all predictive programming and all kinds of media movies for several years. Okay, and so if 10/11 is 8/11, then what I'm saying 11/23 is really 9/23. Okay, because it's 2 months off. That's the way they planned this, so they knew the timing of the month, and the general public will not know. So we've seen 9/23 in thousands of movies, TV shows, commercials, everything. It's probably the most dominant message of a date of destruction that has been out there in the media. There's many others. There's 10/4, like my brother Todd's been talking about, which I have the answer to, by the way, Todd, if you're watching. And then we've been talking about in my last videos A113, which is in Disney Pixar movies, and 11/3 and 3/11, and all these different codes that have been in movies and all over the media. Okay, and I'm solving them all because they're all fitting this time frame and that the time frame is 11/21/2019 and 11/22/2019. Those are, so 11/21 is for the West Coast, because they're going to hit Hawaii with a nuclear torpedo. That's what it shows. That's what all the predictive programming shows. With a submarine going to hit Hawaii with a nuclear tip torpedo called a Poseidon torpedo, and it's going to cause a section of Hawaii to fall into the ocean, causing a massive tsunami. It's going to go across the Pacific. It's going to hit the West Coast. And then basically the same time, but different time zone, 6 hours difference. Basically, on the East Coast is going to be 11/22/2019. Same thing. Nuclear nuclear torpedo is going to hit Babylon Canyon, which is under the ocean, just off the coast of New York, and it's going to hit there, and that's going to funnel a massive amount of water, the most pressure into New York, and then all along the whole East Coast. Okay, and then 11/23 is what the predictive programming shows for the nuclear attack. There's many cities like Los Angeles. That's why this stuff's happening in the Los Angeles area as far as fire, because that's showing ahead of time fire in Los Angeles on 11/23, including many other cities like Seattle. A lot of people have been talking about, and this thing going viral with this German guy with 11/3, November 3rd. Okay, it's still code, like I've shown on my last video. It's code for 11/8 or 8/11 or 11/23, and I'm going to show you that here. So, it doesn't matter how you look at it. This is the code 11/8 or 8/11. Why are these important? And what's the code in here? If you haven't seen my videos or you still don't understand it. Okay, 118 plus 118 equals, on the left side, I'm going to show you here in a second, or on the right side, 811 is the 223rd day of the year. Okay, and this is all pointing to the actual day. These are all fake kind of symbols to point to the actual day, but don't actually point to it. So you never know what the actual day is until now. I'm telling you what it is now, because I've been doing this for like a year and over 2 months. And about a year ago, I started keying in on some of these different codes, but it took me a while to figure out how they're doing all this and what it's actually, the day they're actually relating to, all these different things. And all these things I've talked about, all these different dates and everything relate to this time frame. Okay, so 118 plus 118 equals 236. Okay, well, why is that important? Well, it's hinting to the date as well. but you just flip the 6 to a 9. And that's what they do. They backwards, upside down, or upside down and backwards. So 239 is the 239th day of the year, which is August 27th. And I decoded the Guidestones, Georgia Guidestones, and the Georgia Guidestone Cube in my video. I think it was part 3 of iPad Goat 2 and Georgia Guidestones Completely Solved. So check that out if you haven't yet. But I decode this exact day of 239th day because that's pointing to so the 23rd of the 9th month. Okay, so the 9th month and the 23rd of the 9th month is really, the 9th month, like I said, is November. Okay, it's not really September. So on this right side, 223, so there's two ways of doing this in a sense. Okay, so on the right side, 223 breaks down in what they call, they basically compress and decompress numbers. When you add numbers together, so for example, let's say you had the number, for example, this 1, 1, 2, 3. If you were to compress them together, 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals 7. And so they're looking for 7 maybe. And, there's a code in that as well. And you can decompress numbers. So the first 2 and 2, 2, 3, the day of the year, it decompresses into 1, 1, 2, 3. And then it's not just that. I can prove it. I've proven many other ways that that's what they're shooting at. And I'm going to do it in this video as well. So again, 1123 is really the 9th month because it's November and the 23rd day. So there's a couple of different ways I'm showing how they do this. Okay, which is really, again, 1123. So, and then check this out. So Saddle Ridge Fire. This is what they're calling this now. One of the major fires that's been in the media and stuff right now. Saddle Ridge Fire, latest evacuation of school and road closures. And then check this out. Saddle Ridge is 229 in Jewish gematria, which backwards is 922. Okay, again, that's the 9th month, which is really November. But again, it's in programming of, for example, on, I think it was Evan Almighty, the movie, he says September 22nd, midday was going to be the flood. And so that's code for the 9th month, the 22nd day. So the real 9th month is, again, November is 1122, which is going to be the attack on the East Coast, like I said. And then down at the bottom, we have Saddle Ridge also equals in simple gematria 88. And again, I've said so many times in my videos, 88 is the transition time from time periods or ages. From the age we were in into the new age. They call it the new age. They call it the golden age of Chronos. They call it all kinds of things. Okay, and that's why in Back to the Future, when you switch in from one time to another time, the DeLorean had to go 88 miles an hour. And there's all kinds of stuff in 88. Other videos I've done talked about 88, and I have more videos coming out that will talk about 88 as well. Okay, and then check this out. So we had Saddle Ridge on the right, and check this out. On the left is Saddle Ridge Fire. Again, these people are Kabbalists. They believe in gematria. They don't do anything without it completely working out in gematria. It's just a matter of us figuring it out. It's not easy to figure out all the time. So Saddle Ridge Fire in Jewish gematria is backwards 923. So look on the right. We have 922, which one of the attack days, like I said. And then the last attack day is 923, which is backwards. Again, they like to do things upside down and backwards or either or. Now look at the bottom. Saddle Ridge Fire in simple gematria is 126. Now 126 is many things. You can flip the 6 and it becomes a 9. So that backwards, that's 921. So then right here represented, we have 921, 922, and 923, and the 88, which is the transition time. Okay, and so it's all right here. Also, 126 is really a version of sixes. So 126 is 21 times 6, or 6 times 21. But if you go 21 times 6, 216 is the day of the year that Barack Obama was born, the 216th day of the year, which is August 4th. And it always goes right back to Obama because it's about his birth. It's about the birth of the Antichrist, Obama becoming the Antichrist. This is all about his birth and the birth of the man-child into heaven. This is all my message at the same time. So we have the New York Post, for example, saying California wildfires, ravaged Los Angeles communities, thousands evacuated. Again, here, October 11th, which is 8/11 in the way they look at it. Okay, so California, check it out, is 219. Again, the 21st of the ninth month. That's another way of looking at it. And then look at the bottom again. This is crazy, okay? I hope you're following me. You need to know this is going on because California is under attack. Like a lot of places in the United States have been under attack by these directed energy weapons and different things, lasers and different things that they've used. They have basically technology that causes these the hurricanes and steers them and everything. That's been pretty much proven. They have patents for all this stuff that's out there if you do a little research. And they've been doing cloud seeding and I mean every form of this stuff you can think of. It's in all of our media showing how they do this stuff in movies and all this stuff. So California is also 88. But check this out. Look in the middle there. I'm switching it. So look at wildfires in Jewish gematria is, oh, what a shock. It's 1123. So basically, right here in a nutshell, is showing you the times. California wildfires basically is the date in a couple different ways. So we have the attack day in California, and then we have the ultimate attack, nuclear attack on the whole country on 11/23. And they're just, they're putting code out there, hidden in plain sight, for what's coming, and they're showing the masses, and it's a way of allowing them more, giving them more power. They call it lesser magic. These Kabbalists, and that's what they believe. The public, accepts this stuff. And, they accept their narrative and what's really going on, these natural occurrences, which is really not. They're causing these things to happen. And by the public not rejecting this stuff and not going, hey, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense or whatever, then they get more power to move their agenda forward and ultimately bring on this new world order. That's what they believe in, okay? And then check this out. I mean, look, remember the California Paradise fires. Okay, I mean, are you kidding me? Have you seen these pictures? If you haven't, I mean, these cars and houses and stuff got cremated, literally cremated, like you would cremate a body in a crematorium. I mean, seriously, we're talking about temperatures that wildfires cannot cause. And then look at the trees around. If these are wildfires, why are the trees still standing and still have leaves and stuff? And, I mean, are you kidding me? You'd have to be pretty dense not to see this. And look at wildfires, of course. They were there. They were talking about wildfires then. And then Paradise, California, in reverse single reduction, which is a form of a cipher. And as you can see it right there, it's 11/8. And Paradise Fire was on November 8 of last year, which was 11/8 or 8/11. Depends on how you look at it. And I knew another one was probably coming. I kind of deducted that this might be the case. It might be today, but I wasn't sure. I can never know exactly what they're going to do, when they're going to do it for sure. But I know their dates and their times are very important to them because they're set to this ultimate day or this time frame I'm talking about. Now look, there's another picture of the same information here. I mean, look at this branch and these leaves. There's leaves on the branch. But these cars on the road are cremated, and the trees are fine. Wildfires? So they call these. I mean, it makes no sense. Look at these houses. Look at these trees standing up. I mean, seriously, this is all predictive programming for the nukes that are going to go off that are going to decimate everything. It's all showing ahead of time, in a way, what's going to happen to this country. Okay, you need to wake up if you don't know this already. And I'm telling you the time here. This is really phenomenal what's going on. Okay, now from today, August, because I'm thinking 8/11, but from today, October 11th, including the day, which they do sometimes, they either include the day or they go to the next day for one day. But because it's a 2-day attack day, which would be, it's November 21st and 22nd for the tsunamis, they'll include today. So from today until that first attack day, November 21st, is 42 days. And 42 in simple gematria over in the bottom right corner here. And then we have the English gematria and the Hebrew gematria, the Jewish gematria, is equal to President Obama. Okay, I'm sorry, but that's impossible, especially all the things I've been talking about, to go back to Obama again. And these numbers keep going back to him or some version of him, like I've showed already so many times. And again, 42 is the number of the Antichrist, because the Bible says in Revelation he will be allowed to reign for 42 months. And it points right back to Obama again. And that's another reason why today is important, not just that it's a representation of 8/11, which is Oct 11. It's also 42 days from the first attack day is when California is actually going to get attacked by a tsunami. Okay? Then, if we go to 44, okay, 44 is, including today, is 44 days until 11/23, which is the final attack day, which are the nukes, okay? And then 44, simply in simple gematria equals 216. Like I've showed you, that 126 or the 216 or whatever, 216 here, for example, it would equal the same as 126. You just move the letters around and the numbers are exactly the same. They add up to the same amount. It doesn't matter. So that could be 126 or 216, like I've shown you, which would be the same. But 216, like I've said, is the 216th day of the year, which is Obama's birthday, which is August 4th. Okay, again, it comes right back to Obama. Now watch my past episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, and you're going to see more things in Economist magazines, in Pixar movies, and all kinds of stuff, which point right back to Obama in many forms, many names. It's crazy, okay? I'm showing this information to you and these facts to you. I wish I had more startling evidence, but I have what I have, and it is evidence, and I have a lot of it, a lot of circumstantial evidence over these several months, this year and 2 months. Added up all my evidence, it's pretty staggering. If you would watch my videos, you'd see that. Okay, now I want to talk about this. The last thing I want to talk about is basically when Trump said last year, it was in April of 2016, he said, and when he was talking about 9/11, he called it 7/11. And look at all these different media saying, Donald Trump actually says 7/11 instead of 9/11. Donald Trump's 7/11, or Donald Trump's 7/11 gaffe, or Trump refers to 9/11 as 7/11. 7/11, all this stuff. So people thought it was a gaffe. Well, no, they didn't really, because the media are on his side, and he is on the elite side. So this is a whole contrived chess match done by the elites that run the world, the trillionaires that you hardly hear about. They run the world, and Trump is just a puppet. Like, both sides, or Republican or Democrat, doesn't matter. I just follow Jesus. I follow the truth. I follow Jesus. That's what matters. They make you follow either side of this paradigm, and the way you hate each other and you fight against each other. Meanwhile, they're in the background doing all the things they're doing, bringing the world into one world government, slowly but surely. Now it's getting faster and faster and faster, and they're being more blatant with the things that they're showing and doing. It's pretty crazy, and people still haven't woken up because they're very asleep. Well, people are going to wake up very soon, in about 42 days. Okay, it's going to be very crazy, but the reason why he said 7/11 was because he was talking about the actual month that he believes it is. He believed it was the 9/11, which was September 11th. He believed September was 7. And so that's why he said September, or 7/11. Okay, like I'm saying, just like today is the 8th month in a Roman calendar, and that's what the elites believe. They give the masses the calendar we have, the Gregorian, and they follow the Roman calendar as far as the month goes. So, and then on the bottom right, as I've shown here, or I'm talking about as well, 7/11, the chain that we all know, okay, it's showing the actual day of destruction of the United States. And it's right in front of so many people's faces for so long. Again, this is about predictive programming. It's putting this stuff in front of you, and you subconsciously accepting it. And so in a way, it gives them more power to move forward. It's many things, actually. But 7/11 is the reason why it points to the actual day is because if you think about it, August 11th, which, like I said, is the 223rd day of the year, which breaks down into 1123, which is actually the final destruction day of the United States, is going to be November 23rd. 7/11 is 7 months into the year and 11 days, which ends up being August 11th. So if you think about 7 months, the completion of the 7th month was the completion of July. Then we're going to August, and then 11 more days is 8/11, which equals 7/11. And some of you may have had dreams or have seen 7/11 many times, or 8/11, or all kinds of different numbers. A lot of times those are warnings of what's coming. Okay, because this is coming to America, whether you believe it or not. It does not really matter. I mean, hopefully it does matter to you, and hopefully you do see something and you do make changes. But my recommendation is you come to the Lord and you get to know what he's showing you, because this is about to blow. All this stuff's about to happen, and I'm just letting you know that what I've been talking about this whole time, you need to watch more of my videos and see what's coming if you don't know this already. This is happening. This is happening. It's happening very soon. And this is my speculation to this point, but I really believe this is very possible. Okay. And I'm saying this like this is fitting so many thing. There's nothing that doesn't fit that I've went through so far. So I'm just letting you know this, and you've been served, as I like to say. I'm warning you, and hopefully you take it to heart, and pursue this a little bit more and see if some of this stuff proves out. And hopefully you come to Jesus as well, whether you know him or don't. I hope it helps you to see the truth. So without much more being said, I just want to thank you for watching, and hopefully you watch some of my other videos and you can see what's going on here, and watch some of Daniel's videos, some of the recent ones, so you can see what he's shown ahead of time. And the only reason why we've shown you these stuff ahead of time, the stuff that he does and the stuff that I do and other people out there, is because we care about you. We want to warn you about what's coming, and we see the writing on the wall, the things that these elite are doing to basically bring in one world government, one world religion, and the complete mark of the beast. So no one can buy or sell unless they have this mark and everything. And also there is going to be a rapture of the faithful ones who follow Jesus very soon around that time. So just letting you know about all that. And this is Exalted Lamb 1, over and out.